Love, light, greetings, gratitude and blessings, Ascension Star Seeds. Welcome, my divinity, to yours. I thank you for all your love and light, for your support, your hearted comments, your appreciation. I thank you for your unity consciousness as we collectively unite in love light to uplift and shift our planet, our people, into a higher dimension, into the vibration of this beautiful ascension. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please do join me in prayer as we welcome Spirit of Light. Together we invoke the energy, essence and presence of the most immaculate, articulate, supreme, sovereign, divine creator of all that is, all that was and all that will ever be. As our hearts and mind, our bodies, our spirit unite, individually, collectively, beautifully, together, in the intertwine, in the brilliant shine of Creator's light. Through your love, your grace and embrace, we are connected and protected, near and far, guided by your wishing star. Please fill our hearts, our homes, our lives, our path, and our planet with the refreshing diamond light consciousness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nine 12/2024, collective vibration is 20, and that singles out to a number 2. 2 in Major Tarot is the High Priestess energy, the subconscious mind. In a positive way, it's about the higher wisdom, the spiritual divine wisdom, enlightened wisdom, the book of ancient knowledge, divine knowledge, accessing the Akashic through the scriptures and scrolls that have held the formulas, the templates, the origins of all of creation. And a not so good note, we have the secrets, the secrecies, everything about the underworld, things that are hidden, things that we cannot see at a surface level and may never come to know. But the one that holds the secrets is doing it purposefully. 20 is judgment, calling for change, awakening, liberation, evaluation. It's about sanctioning the big changes, also about forgiveness, being on your mission. What is your mission statement? What is your life path? It's also very much connected to the karmic shifting and balancing of energies. And of course, judgment can bring announcements. So it will go either way. It will go positive or negative. Remember, energy has a polarity of duality, the opposite of light and dark. And how you bring that into a balancing act through the judgment of justice and liberation into triulation. So today's reading is a request on William, Prince of Wales. Of course, we have had recent sightings of him. I've not done any readings on them. We had the state banquet of the Qatari royals at Buckingham Palace on the 4th of December. And that was then followed 2 days later by the Christmas Carol concert that is hosted by Catherine, Princess of Wales. We saw him with his children. The entire family was there. And of course, on the 7th, the opening of the Notre Dame Cathedral after it going into fire or an outbreak of fire in 2019. At that time, I knew nothing of it. But anyway, he is looking rather shabby and very disconnected. He looks stressed, he looks tense, despite being surrounded by lots of family and being busy and occupied. You can see, sense, feel, it is so visible, it's explicit in some instances where he is caught on camera unaware of his expression, his physical demeanor, and seeming so withdrawn and detached. And we have read before and we've picked up on this energy that there is significant changes in his life in this year, and of course we can discount that as him not being 100% in his element, in his composure, in his life as such, because of all of the reportings of him having a very rough year. And of course we do not discount that or judge that. He definitely has gone through a lot of rough tough in more ways than one, and this seems to be weighing him down, draining him and eating away at him. So there is something very deep in I wouldn't just say one thing specifically, it could be a combination that seems to be bothering him, isolating him even in a crowd and putting him into that closet. So he is become almost like a shell of himself, and you see him hiding in quotation behind a beard that does not seem to be looking very clean and fresh, a look that you would want him to have, that he used to have. There is definitely something much more going on behind the scenes. So I am going to read on him in a very general note with the first deck on exactly how he is, his general well-being, how his health is faring, and of course if he's happy. And then of course we can take that into a little bit of more detail to find out what it is he's so discontented about or feeling so disconnected about. So Spirit of Divine Creator, we ask you to come through and bring us clarity with integrity and dignity. We ask for some information on what is troubling, bothering Prince William, and we begin with the first deck. I have the Five of Pentacles, so you can see someone that is lonely, feeling alone, cast out, outside of himself, is, I think in most times, unconsciously expressing his loneliness, his sadness, his aloneness, yet he is with people and is never ever physically alone. He is always surrounded, but he is lost the wealth of being who he actually is. And perhaps not so much at a monetary level, but more on a mental, emotional and spiritual level. He is in a state of poverty consciousness. Queen of Swords, that is calling for the brutal truth. The Queen of Swords does not mince her words. She wants to be direct, and that is what the energy is calling for him to be brutally truthful and honest, of course, to speak his truth and to bring that energy. And it most likely pertains to the feminine aspects in his life, being the Queen of Swords calling for truth. Let's do one more. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and that is Catherine's energy. So could this be something pertaining to Catherine? And of course him being asked to, and I do feel it is, because she's singled out in this energy, alone by herself as a wealthy, vibrant energy, and what is not coming to the surface, what is being held back, that her energy calls truth of and says, I want you to cut through the chase, cut through all of the nonsense and just come out and give us what needs to be given. Also, without wanting to look any further at the cards, we see the World card showing up, we see the Death card showing up, and the Two of Pentacles is having to find that balance of wealth, mental, emotional wealth, physical, spiritual wealth in the combination of bringing that into equilibrium and balance. So tell us, Spirit of Light, Divine Spirit, how is William, Prince of Wales, general well-being faring? You know, I had a jumper, I don't know what it is. Oh, hold on. It was the first card, which was the Judgment card, and I had a whole batch that fell out, but it's the Judgment card, so we're going to take that, right? That is the vibration of today, Judgment. So his energy is projecting that of judgment. It is looking to liberate, it is looking to announce he knows a lot of things. Clearly he does, but of course he needs to bring it out. He needs to, at full throttle, you know, vent that, release it, so to speak. So tell us about his health. Right, so in general, you can see there's a lot of judgment. Overall, we have the Five of Pentacles that did not show itself, but it did pop out of the deck. So the Five of Pentacles shows up again, and that is him. His health is now in an incredibly poverty-stricken way. There is deep lack, there's limitation, there's blockages, there's illness, there's pain, there's suffering. And he is a lonely somebody within himself, because there's a lot of things he cannot share with others that he will have to take with him when he leaves this world. So no matter how hard he tries, it is there plaguing at him. It's like he's out in the cold. His system, his energy is out in the cold. That's the expression that we're getting from his appearance, his outlook, his character. That's the traits that he is now expressing, is cold and lonely and depressed and withdrawn. And as much as the beard does suit a lot of men, and perhaps your opinion, of course, you have a right to it, I don't see him looking fresh and alive and healthy and, you know, vibrant with that beard. For me, it is just pointing out that he's hiding his true facial expression. You know, a beard can mask that. It masks a lot of things about an individual. It is far from being appealing and sexy as it would be to some men, but in his case, you can see that if he stands there, you actually do not know, through the illusion of that, how confused the expression is, or how it could confuse you. Is he just standing and is he fine? But if he didn't have the beard, you would see his movements of his cheeks and his mouth very clearly, explicitly, indicating his emotion at the time. Although you do see most of the time his lips apart and his teeth showing, you know, his character and his strength, but you do get to see that that does not always fare out to be giving you the justice, the satisfaction of his joy and happiness and contentment. Tell us if he is happy. Is he happy? Generally happy? You know, happiness, we all go through our sadness and our unhappiness and our depression and our state. But what is? We have the Seven of Pentacles. And this is an energy of you having done work over the years. So you've been happy over the years. You know, so for many years he's been happy. So perhaps in the previous 7 years of his life was his greatest joy and happiness. But right now, his basket is empty. And a woman brought him that kind of happiness, right? Feminine energy brought him that kind of happiness. She held the rays of light for that. So give us a little bit more on his health, his well-being. What is he struggling with, dealing with? Well, whatever he's dealing with has been building up over a period of time. And he is going through that dark night. He's going through the dark night and trying to pretend that he is healthy and wealthy in his mind, his body, his heart, his spirit. And he's hoping that whatever it is will come to pass. So he's holding a lot of things for a long time. And he is trying as best as he can to be patient and tolerant about it, but it is very slow movement. It will take a long time, if at all, he comes back into orientation. So he is not orientated healthily, wealthily in his makeup, in his physical being. But we're not saying that that won't change, or that it can't change. It can change. It all depends on him. So in terms of health, what is he dealing with? Is it just the stress? Now, here we have justice. Right, he has to balance things. We've got the Hermit behind. He's got to come out and be honest and open about what he's dealing with. So there's a lot of things going on inside of him that he's trying to balance and work out. And again, a call for justice. With judgment and justice, they go hand in glove. One cannot without the other. And you've got the Hermit showing you that he needs to face it. He needs to bring it out into the open. He needs to deal with it. He has to express it. He cannot go into cave mode and have caveman mentality about it and hide it. It needs to come out. And Three of Cups. Three is a party in his life. He's playing this energy of three is a crowd. Too many vibrations that he's seeking joy in. But that won't be long lasting. So whatever he's seeking, the company, the gatherings, the meetings, the celebrations are just temporary. But he does enjoy himself in a temporary way to escape. It's an escapism for him. Right? But there is a call for balance, because that's not something you can relish in for a long time. It doesn't bring you the total fulfillment, contentment, satisfaction. It's just but temporary. And you see in this particular card, there's just one person celebrating here, or trying to celebrate. Usually you see three people, right? Three people with three cups. But here it's just one person trying to celebrate in different ways, different levels. So it's more of a masking of the self, a pretentious energy. That's what I feel with what is going on. He could be with a lot of people, and everybody in the world would look up and say, that's Prince William, and how lovely he's doing this, this and that. And I'm not saying that he's not, but within himself, he's not a happy man and he's not in a happy place. Those Three of Cups gathering is still singling him out. It is still creating the loneliness and the aloneness in himself, yet in a crowd. And sitting right below the Judgment and the Five of Pentacles, it's not looking good for him. Right, so what else about his well-being, his health, his happiness that you can share, Spirit? We have the Seven of Wands. So he's really locked himself out, fenced himself off, put boundaries and walls around his energy. He does not want to be probed into, dissected into. He does not want to be in the spotlight. You know, it's not something that he ideally feels happy doing, but his duty calls for that. Right, so you see a door that's partially open, letting out light is where you see him. But otherwise he is just behind that, fenced off, and wearing this cloak or cape, covering himself from the world, not wanting to show the full version of himself, right? Anything else before we move on? All right, so we have Page of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and we have the Hierophant that's flipped over. Page of Pentacles. Right, he is in a state of trying to put out his feelers there, to gain popularity, to gain a little bit of link and sync out there, to just be seen, to present, but it is not a very mature and it's not stable energy, it's not long-lasting energy. Right, he's just putting himself out there as an opportunist to say, oh, well, if you see me, I'm involved, I'm here. But the heart is not there, the full composure, the man is not there. It's the boy inside the body. But the body is not expressing its complete manhood. It is hidden behind something. It's feeling inadequate at this time and very confused, searching outwardly, right? What can I achieve? What few things can I achieve, or many of little things that I can achieve to just get it over and on with and done with. That will just keep everybody quiet. And of course we're doing it because I need to be part of this corporation, institution. I need to show my face. I need to represent. I need to be seen, so that people know that I'm doing something, that I'm part of it, that I'm engaged. Right, so my word can be taken, so it carries weight. Oh, if William was there, then it's definitely good. If William did that, then that was definitely good. You wouldn't find a king or a prince or a king to be a future king that will go out there and expend himself unnecessarily. So he is just doing things superficially, and that's what the Page of Pentacles, it's just all superficial, right? There's no thoroughness, wholeness, wholesomeness in this vibration. It is just because he's got to do it. Let's get a message from this deck. At the bottom here is threatened, right? Embarrassed appearances. Interesting, because the face is painted. You're not seeing the real person. You're seeing someone that is masked behind paint, looking different, a different expression. So you don't know if that is a real smile or not, unless you see the cheeks moving. So you see, it's an illusion. That's what's been created with the beard. It's an illusion to hide something, to hide an appearance, his appearance. What is threatening him that much? Why is he feeling threatened? Not even the eyes. As an illusion, you would not know if the eyes are closed, if it's actually open or not, because it would just be one complete shade. Unless you see the blinking, the moving of lashes, the facial movement, then you know there's something happening. It's the very same with the beard. A message to validate the reading, please. What is the message to validate our reading, our messages we've been given thus far? Right, we have obsession. Let's just get one more. My whole deck flipped over, apologies. Let's just do that again. The card that actually came flipped over was I'm trying to find it. Gossip. The card was gossip. Alright, so just petty things. Oh, we have too many cards. Right, so we have obsession. Right, must have indulgences. So that's just what the little bits of celebration is, just to put his mind in a different sway, right, to indulge excessively in whatever he's doing. So he's, besides his health, besides his well-being, we have irreconcilable differences, divorce final, right? So there is definitely a separation of energy taking place, right? A divorce could be between two people in a legal contract now being cancelled, or a divorce can also mean, or a finality is parting ways. You do that in life or death. You part ways, somebody passes on. But you see clearly a disconnect in his state of being, personality, his marriage. Yes, you may see Catherine with him, but inside of him there is a separation. Something has happened that does not fare very well, and that is the final. That's the ending. It's broken. You can't reconcile it anymore. It is not possible to bring it together. There is no union. And of course you got escapade, and the key word is vacation, hideaway, adventure. So he is hiding this. It is being hidden away. It's as if she goes on this long vacation, an absence, and then you see her come again. Right, and then we've got to feed everybody with the straw, little bits from the bottle. Right, so it's containing that, like a drug. So this is what's playing out at the moment, and he is also very tired of these appearances and escapades, so to speak. At the bottom of this deck is victim consciousness. Let's get a message from here, please. A message for William's health, overall well-being, his state of being on all his levels, please. What can you tell us? Hole in the soul. Right, so I won't take the card that turned over. It's a soulmate card, but I would do this particular card. We've got hole in the soul, we've got discover your life purpose, and rejection. So there is an energy of rejection, right? Discover your life purpose. He's not filling his energy as it's supposed to be. He has to start paying attention to that and reinvent himself or heal an aspect of himself. So that's what it's calling for, because there's a very big hole in the soul. Right? That's the sadness, the depression, the wound, whatever he's going through, part of him is virtually non-existent. You see the skeleton there. Right? He's living in two different worlds, in different energy spaces and zones. A part of him no longer is the William that the world knew. And that could be attributed from many, many things, his own personal choices, decisions, etc. But overall, there is a rejection. And of course, with the Five of Pentacles, you see that cold, cruel energy out there, that self-rejection and worldly rejection. And he's not being viewed important or necessary by the world. He's being rejected by the world. He's being outcasted at this time. Whether we realize it or not, there are people, groups that of course gravitate to his energy and groups that don't. But the majority of what's happening now is showing that there is a great rejection or disregard, or people just don't care anymore. All right, so with the next deck, I want to ask, oh, hold on. Thank goodness, just one card flipped. The bottom of the deck was the Ten of Wands, which is all the weight, the burden, the problems, the stresses, the baggage that is, sitting with him, that he needs to work through and find his way to come out of. It's just too much that he's carrying as a load that is weighing him down and building up this drainage, right? This incredible stress and burning him out. So he needs to do the responsible thing. Hanged Man, we have him in a very paused state of being, not much movement within himself, and he needs to start seeing things from a different perspective, a different angle. He needs to gain control of things and work through that. So he's just swaying left and right, allowing himself to just, be where he needs to be if he needs to be. If not, he doesn't care. We have the Six of Swords, which is him wanting to get away, wanting to take off in another direction. Right, I just saw a flame, a spark of the candle leave. I hope it wasn't a figment of my imagination, because I'm looking at the card, but I did see that. Please, if you can rewind and have a look and let me know in the comments. It could be a figment of my imagination, but that was, yes, like the flame shot up. Spirit is saying that's how he wants to take off and just disappear, get out of the way. He doesn't want to be involved anymore. Four of Cups, we have alone again. Look, he's alone, indulging. Right, there's a bottle on the shelf. There are 3 wine glasses, and of course one on the shelf. He is far from here, so whether he's alone or in a crowd, his mind is elsewhere. But he's not himself, and he's definitely going through health issues that we've picked up in previous readings, and the issues that he's dealing with is a chronic issue. So tell us, why is William looking so discontented and disconnected? What is the underlying issues, the main issues that he is dealing with, that we find so, that he finds? Wow, there's a lot of cards here, so let's see. I won't take them all. 2 of Swords, so he's definitely trying to find his way, his balance. He's struggling with finding the direction to take and keep up with. So he's got a tug of war going in his mind about what he needs to do. So he's standing on fire. Right, that is air, because air gives life to fire. So he seems to be stuck between two dimensions, two energies here, the higher and the lower. But this is foundation energy, so that's not what we're taking. We have the Hangman and the Page of Swords, which I'm not taking. We have the King of Swords, showing that he definitely needs to start looking into those books. Right, with the Four of Cups, that shelf of books, he needs to start opening and opening himself up, like you would turn the pages in a book, read the story, learn from it. So he needs to learn his lessons, and he needs to put that into practice. Right, come out with the brutal truth. Be fair, be honest, be righteous. And the Ten of Swords, you see, is a complete attack on himself. That's it. That's an energy showing that every aspect of who he is under scrutiny, under judgment, under fire, is being pained, is going through a suffering. So he is so disconnected, discontented by what is happening. There's a dis of everything. All right, so I will keep that as foundation energies because it pertains to the Two of Swords, trying to find his answers, his message, his understanding, his wisdom. Tell us more. What is plaguing William? That he is looking withdrawn, loss of weight, unkempt in some instances, showing poor expression, loneliness, aloneness. We have the Queen of Cups. Right, that's his mother. That's Diana's energy here. At the helm of this reading. Right, so what do we have here? Seven of Cups. Another Seven of Cups. But he doesn't know who he is anymore, doesn't know what he wants. He's investing in too many things. He's got his mind, his emotions, his thoughts, his feelings on too many things outside of himself, and too many distractions, and cannot commit to one particular thing, or cannot see it to completion. And of course, very good at creating illusions as well, and confusion. He's also very confused. Right, so that leans onto Diana's energy, because she's pointing out how much this is affecting him. That's why he's in this dark space, because he has lost himself. You know, no one really loses themselves, but he right now has lost the sense of who he truly is and what he's meant to be. He, this year, has proven the worst cycle of his life. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. We see here the scales of justice, of balance, of caring and sharing and giving and charity. And that's what he needs to commit himself to, is being... Charity can help him. He needs to focus on charity, whatever charity endeavors and work that he was doing. I know he was on some homelessness project that I saw headlines about, and there was a documentary out, but I did not see it. So he might find some comfort and solace in that, to rebuild his energy, rebuild himself by spending time giving. And that was the humanitarian in Diana that's pointing out, yes, that's what you could do to heal yourself, what he could do to heal himself, and find some satisfaction by doing good for others. You know, completing projects you began and not letting them sit in abeyance or as a thought without any action. Page of Pentacles again. You see, these are projects that he would have initiated or started, has put it out there, but he has not seen the fulfillment of it. It has not brought in the pentacle. It was just an initiative or an idea, an inspiration that we talk about, we revisit when we have nothing else to do, or possibly need to complete it for a diary event, but we're not really committing ourselves as in a matured way, as a man taking the bull by its horns. We still want to, be that little boy that's saying, oh, I want to achieve this or achieve that. It's like when you are little and you ask what you want to become and what you want to do, and you give a whole list of things, but how much of that is actually achieved? Right, so you see, these are just initiatives that he began, which she's showing us that these are things that can bring contentment. I know we asked what is he discontented about and disconnected, but she's showing us how he can actually help himself to heal by engaging in things that are of value and substance and fulfillment, not just for self but for others. So what is plaguing William? What's he hiding behind that beard? Metaphorically, what is troubling his heart? What's he worried about? Home. And the Hangman again. Home. He's worried about home. He's worried about his life and his stability. He's worried about how he would get through what he's going through at a domestic level, at a home level, personal level with his family. And here you see a new structure being created. There's no solid roof over the head yet. So what is that? What does that mean? Is he trying to recreate a home? Start a new home, start a new journey, a new life? What else? The Chariot. It's amazing how all of these cards seem to have covered each other, but I was meant to see the Chariot. Right, he needs to get on with it quickly, and I think that he is making very big moves and changes towards the home front, whichever way that goes. He is working on that particular issue, is trying to get his house in order. But of course, with the Ten of Wands, he's facing a lot of obstacles and difficulties and challenges. All right, let's just get all of this back in the deck. Eight of Cups and the Ten of Wands again. So he's leaving behind something. He's walking away from an old home situation, right? He's making changes to his home life, right? His past is being left behind. He's separating from something, and that is very burdensome for him. That's the weight he's carrying. That is the ultimate issue right now, is him wanting to leave his past behind and start something new. In closing, anything else? We have the Magician. What he wants to recreate. He wants to change He wants a change, a big change. He wants a reinvention, a revolution, right? A renaissance of himself, his life. And he's trying to be that magician right now to create that. That's what he wants to do. But he's facing obstacles, right? That 10 of Wands has shown up 3 times. Can you validate the reading we've just done? Negotiator, bargaining and begging. Right, so he is at a point of struggle in his life right now, where he wants life to bend to his rule, his control, his way, by negotiating and bargaining. And if it means he has to beg, he will beg to get things the way he wants to, because it's not going on that way, and not seeming to go his way. Journal, keeping notes, right? He's keeping full control of everything that's happening. He wants to be in control. He's documenting things. We see a very old-fashioned antique typewriter. So it's a lot to do with his past here. Right, so on the deck, we have these 2 cards. We have more, but I will take this because that fell on the existing cards. The Phoenix rising and letting go. So definitely he wants to resurrect, right? He's working towards recreating something different with the Magician, with the Chariot, with the 4 of Wands. You see that he is working, he's bargaining, he's negotiating, he wants to rise, he wants to take off again, right? But he can only do that when he lets go of his past. And what's in his past? The demons, the skeletons. That's what he's got to do, is let go of it. You see, she's creating magic here, right? He's creating magic. But he cannot seem to get forward at the level or rate that or speed he wants to, because this is haunting him. What else is haunting him? See? He's got to get rid of the demons, because they're plaguing him. And no matter how hard he tries, from all the readings we've done recently on his health and his well-being and his outlook, there's virtually no improvement that we can see that validates a greatness of achievement. He just keeps getting pulled back because there's a part of his life, a chapter that's not closed yet. Perhaps to him it is, but publicly it's not. So you cannot move past it, you see? The hole in the soul, the blood, the blood. And what's interesting about this skeleton is it's got so many roses. So it's the skeletons of the past that are coming into the present. But he's got to deal with certain aspects of his past in which to heal that hole in his soul, to let it go, so that he can create like a magician and rise like the phoenix in whatever his initiatives are, or his endeavors are, or his plans are. Right at the bottom of the deck we have family and tribe, and that's what he wants to do, is recreate a family and a tribe. And look at the number of the card, it's 20. That's the judgment, that's his ultimate. So it's like we began with the 20, the Judgment, and we're ending the bottom of this deck with the 20. And that's what he wants to achieve. A new family, a new life, a new direction, something refreshing. But he's got a lot of clearing and balancing to do. And a lot of nakedness and transparency to work through, in which to allow himself to work that magic and rise like the phoenix, to undergo the healing, to let go of the obsession. You know, whatever is hiding away needs to come forth. Open the book, go through the theory and the practice, end the story. There's a story that's incomplete. So many books, so many chapters unread. But he's been called here to face it. But again, you see someone that's not really looking at the book, right? He's looking away, but he's writing, he's journaling. Interesting, I noticed a pen in his hand now only. See, that's writing. He's journaling. There's the journal. Writing his thoughts, his information, his life. He's documenting things. Right, people, lovely ones, my soul tribe. I trust that I have given you some indication of what is happening. His energy is very much stalemate at the moment. This year has been a very challenging year for the royal family, with many on the planet in every area of our life, and particularly the ones that are going through the phases and stages of things that cannot yet be publicized, or dealing with it in a very private and platonic way, or at a hidden way. But these things will have to come out to the surface. They will have to vent themselves. They will have to go through the purging. So let us leave this here. I will be reading on the other aspects of the royal family soon. And of course, look out for the coming activation of the 12 chakra grid, which I will bringing through you, and hope you find it before the 12th of December, or before or on you participate in that and let that activate in this beautiful 12 vibration month. So dear hearts, I love you dearly. I thank you. I bless you. Till next.